Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another weather forecast here by Adrian's Weather Forecast. And it's going to be another weather update here for the southeast on another flash flooding issue here. We're going to be seeing multiple rainstorms throughout much of the week. They're going to cause major flooding issues and flash flooding as well because we still have the soil wet from the snow and the rain as we got up to 6+ inches in some areas last week. That's still wet and the soil still very moist, and we could have another 6 inches or maybe even 8 inches of rain continuing the fall as we go throughout much this week. It's a non-stop rain situation. We could be seeing rain for these whole 5 days of the majority of the week, and then it will clear up by the weekend. But wow, it's just crazy. I've not seen the sun for 3 days. It's not likely I see the sun for another 3 days, and this is winter right here in the southeast, and there could potentially even be a severe weather outbreak later into Thursday and maybe Friday. But you're going to be seeing major flash flooding issues over lakes, rivers, and even out there near flat surfaces such as little valley areas or suburbs. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. Really means a lot when you guys support my channel. We are so very close to 2,060 subscribers, and it just means a lot how fast we're growing, closer to 2,100. Also, be sure to share the channel to any friends or family that you think really want to know about this rain continuing in these in their area, or that you think will love my daily weather forecast. But without further ado, let's get in this video. So we're going to be looking at the National Weather Service, of course, here. And again, here we have all of the flash flood or the flooding alert or rain alerts, again, whatever you want to call it. And these are definitely going to be here for a majority of the week. It's not like a one-day thing, 12-hour thing. This is going to be a potential close to 72-hour thing. So definitely maybe even more closer to a 96-hour thing. So again, still major threats. You're going to get flash flood watches. That's where we'll be seeing this rain kind of really being heavy, but at some point it's going to be a lot lighter and not going to be seeing as much accumulation rainfall wise than when we have this flash flood warning. That's where we're going to be seeing the heaviest rain at right now. But again, maybe if we get into Wednesday and Thursday, maybe even tomorrow, where it's really going to be very heavy rain, that's where we can be seeing flash flood warnings moving into the Georgia and potentially Tennessee and North Carolina area. So that's where we can be seeing those flash flood warnings moving. But again, right now we do have these flash flood watches and these in effect. I'm actually in one. We have the Knoxville area, we have Clemson, we do have Atlanta, Georgia, Flowery Branch, Gainesville, Helen, all the way up near the Shreveport area out there into northwestern Louisiana. We're actually in the Shreveport in the flash flood warning, but close to Shreveport in Alexandria. And again, we do have these flash flood warnings in effect. That's where we're going to be seeing the heaviest rain, and that's probably where we had the heaviest rain last week as well. And that's where there's a major flash flood right here. We're going to be clicking right here near the Alabama area. Again, we're going to be seeing very heavy rain. We're going to be looking at that later on. We have Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and near Hamilton, and like I said, potentially out there near close to Huntsville. That's where we have those flash flood warnings. And we also have it Jackson, Mississippi, and far northern Louisiana. And then we do have flood warnings. This is where we won't be seeing these flooding becoming as bad as a threat, like as fast, like flash flood. But again, that's going to be from Huntsville and not far from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. And now we're going to be quickly looking at just the radar here, so you guys can just take a look at what's it looking like right now. And again, this is what it's looking like right now. Or actually, let's see if we can actually get a moving picture here. So if we actually go over here, let's quickly right here. And if we go out there near the southeast, I believe if we go over here, we can actually get it moving. Yep, we can. Okay, so this is what it's looking like right now. So again, I start seeing very heavy rain, just major bands moving near the Birmingham area. And I'll start seeing, they're going to be seeing incredibly heavy rain in the West Metro Atlanta area, moving near Rome. Going to start moving into Atlanta, potentially affecting Marietta. And they'll start seeing this. Look at all this very strong band stretching all the way from Arkansas. Going to start moving into the South Carolina area as we get later into tonight. Sorry guys, I actually had a text message that I had to answer, but again, very heavy rain moving into that here near the central Mississippi area, moving out there into the far northeastern area. Again, we're seeing the heaviest rain potentially out there near central Alabama and out here near central Mississippi, and seeing some scattered bands out here moving into the southern plains. But now we'll be looking out here into the general southeast. Again, the heaviest rain in Georgia will be closer to Fort Worth, Oglethorpe, and Atlanta. But now taking a look at the far out radar here again. This is the next couple of hours. We're going to start seeing this rain moving all the way from Maine to Texas. But again, the heaviest of the rain, of course, will be in the southeast, which is the very, very big threat. Again, we could be talking about the northeast, as they've been seeing maybe a couple of days of rain. But again, the majority of the threat and the biggest threat is obviously in the southeast. But as we now get later into tomorrow, we're going to be seeing very heavy rain. That's actually going to cause issues. I have a Valentine's dance, and I really don't want to have to leave in the rain or very cold rain. Again, start seeing very heavy rain near Chattanooga, moving near Huntsville, very heavy rain near far northern Georgia. And this rain is going to start all the way into the New England area, but of course it's going to be a lot lighter there. It's going to be cold. And then right after, we don't even have a break. We have another snowstorm, which I'll talk about later this week. That's going to cause even more flooding, of course, more severe weather. And this is going to be the storm that's actually going to cause the worst of the severe weather, because this is actually a snowstorm that's causing it. You can see the very cold air moving in, and it's going to be with all this moisture. Of course, is a perfect mixture for severe weather in the Arkansas area, Oklahoma, Louisiana. And it's going to move very quickly out there. By Friday, it should be over, and then we'll finally see the sun out here in the southeast, and maybe even partly cloudy, which isn't nothing to complain. But again, it's going to be very cold in the southeast by Friday. It's all going to be pushing from the cold air that's actually going to create the snowstorm, and then the cold air will be replaced into the southeast later on. But now we're going to be looking at the radar here for these GFS. Going to start seeing very heavy rain out here into the south central area and southeast. Very heavy rain out there near northwestern Georgia, north central Alabama, and central Mississippi out there near Tupelo and Jackson. And this will actually bring incredibly heavy rain for me in the next 12 hours. This is right before I go to school. Again, it's going to be 5 a.m. Very heavy rain out here into the Ozarks area and southern plains. And then we have a very big southwestern snowstorm. And this is coming at the worst time possible, because here we have even more moisture that's going to bring very small thunderstorms. And it could have finished there and become sunny. But no, we had to have a major snowstorm that caused a major low pressure. And it's going to cause incredibly heavy flooding for north central Arkansas, areas near the Ozarks, southern plains, and even out there near the near the Ohio Valley, out there near Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. And this is going to drop all the way to 999 millibars, causing major threats moving up the Ozarks throughout southern Illinois and northeastern Arkansas. And this could be a very, very big snowstorm, of course, so I'll be talking about later on. But again, still have a couple days out here. And it's going to bring incredibly heavy rain moving to the southeast. At this point, it will be a bit lighter for the southeast and heavier for the mid-Atlantic. But again, still going to cause major flooding, though. And as we now get the next 3 hours, you're going to be seeing major bands moving out here into the central parts of Mississippi and north central Alabama. It could be quite severe. Would not doubt if we see some wind reports. I believe we're only under a slight risk here, but it's going to bring incredibly heavy rain within the next 8 hours in my area. And then as we now get into the next 13 hours and even 14 areas, this rain will kind of move out a little bit, and then we'll be seeing some more bands heading out here. And again, just going to be seeing a ton of rain moving, and could be seeing some more bands later on. And now we're going to be looking at the European rainfall accumulations. Alright, here are the rainfall totals again, up to 8.6 inches here. And of course, that's going to be right here. Actually, for once not out here, we're going to be seeing a bit of a drought out here into the west. Finally, not seeing major flooding or snowfall totals, but again, look at these rainfall totals out here near Alexandria, Louisiana, up to 2.5 inches of rainfall, maybe even scattered 3.5 inches of rain. There's Shreveport getting close to 5 inches, the 5-inch mark, and out here near Austin, you guys will be seeing 2.5 inches. Near Dallas, you guys are just making in the 1-inch mark. And out there near far northeastern Texas, that's where we can be getting up to 5+ inches. If you're in far southeastern Arkansas or southeastern Arkansas or far northeastern Louisiana, you guys are going to be seeing quite a ton of rain there. Going to be getting up to 6 inches of rainfall. Sorry guys, I am still seeing rainfall or snowfall. I'm still used to seeing snowfall of rainfall, and then as they now get out here near the Tupelo area, maybe even close to Huntsville, that's where we're definitely going to be seeing the major flooding threats. If you're near Huntsville, you guys going to be seeing 6.5 inches of snowfall and just south of rainfall. Gosh, guys, I am keep on saying snowfall. I don't want you guys to get hyped up. Rainfall, okay. And then south of Huntsville, maybe even southwest of Huntsville, that's where we can get close to the 8.5 inches of rainfall. And near just south of Tupelo, that's where we can close up to 9 inches of rainfall. Near Tupelo on the 6 and 6.5 inch mark. And then it looks like we're not going to be seeing as much rainfall totals wise in south central Georgia and even near Atlanta. Only going to get 2 inches and 2.5, but that's still a lot compared to what we've seen so far. And then we could be seeing a scattered 2 to 3.5 inches of rainfall into the Appalachians. And then actually taking a quick look here for not for January, for Thursday. This we're going to be seeing the major threat for severe weather with the major snowstorm here that's going to be moving up these areas. We have up to a marginal risk that's up for 12 million people. Also going to be seeing around for the 12 million people, that's going to be for Atlanta, Georgia, Lexington, Kentucky, Columbus, Georgia, Knoxville, and Clarksville, Tennessee. That's going to move up to the way, again, close to the Ohio Valley, and be seeing the very heavy rain as well, moving all the way to the Gulf Coast. Now for the slight chance, that's where you can be seeing majority of a flooding threat and maybe very strong winds, but again, Nan 3 KMLs are not moving all the way up to Thursday where we can be seeing. But again, that's also for 12 million people. That's for Nashville, New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, and Montgomery. Some major cities out there. It's also going to be including the Mobile area and the Gulfport area. But also near the enhanced risk, that's where we're going to be seeing the worst of the bans, flooding, etc. That's going to be up for 2 million people. That's for Jackson, Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, Alexandria, Meridian, and Tupelo. So again, definitely more of a south central system. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye guys, everybody stay safe.